This week on my sewing journey, I've been working on the quilt block of the month, the tulip quilt. And I've simplified this a little bit so a person who's never sewed before might be able to do this block. Now, what you're going to do is cut out your background fabric, and I picked pink from the background, and you're going to need 8 background colored squares. Although there are 9, it's got 9 squares in it. The center one is the color of the tulip, so that's why you would need 8. I cut mine 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5 square. And then the next thing you're going to do is pick out the color you want for the leaf and the stem. Now the stem is very easy to do. You're just going to lay your fabric diagonal across there and fold in the edges and sew it on there. So it's like an applique on there. And I just eyeballed that. There's no right or wrong with that. It's however wide you want your stem. The next piece in this row that you're going to sew together, and you might want to make yourself a chart so that you know which way your half square triangles are going to go. The next square is a half square triangle of your green and your background. So your leaf and your background, and then your plain background square. And that's your first row. The next row is a half square triangle of the tulip fabric, the plain square of the tulip fabric, another half square triangle of the green background, oh no, not the green background, the green leaf and the pink background. Sorry about that. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to line, after you sew this row together, you're going to line these seams up and sew straight across. The next row, instead of having the seam that goes all the way up like this and having so many little pieces, which can be hard for a beginner, I applique on the little center piece there. And again, that would be whatever size you want it to be. You sew that on first, and then you sew that to your half square triangle of your tulip fabric, your background fabric, and then just your background fabric. And then you'll line up these 2 seams and sew straight across. And then afterwards you'll size up your block, which I haven't done yet. And that is the lovely little tulip block. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you like this idea, and I hope you like the simpler form of doing this. Thank you for viewing, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and happy sewing.